We got these little Milwaukee scratch resistant supposedly, right? But they already got scratches on them, bro. A little disappointed. They didn't resist any kind of scratch. Anyways, what I'm here for. We're gonna be doing a little irrigation today, installing just a simple irrigation controller. Super easy to use. These are, wonderful, especially if you're only gonna do like 2 stations. Super simple. And here we got this setup. So shout out to whoever did this irrigation job. I want to thank you guys, because sometimes in irrigation you never come across simple jobs. Here's the main line. So all I gotta do is just screw into that, stick out my manifold, put in my valves, and we should be good to go. And I got the outlet over there, so I'm just gonna connect the irrigation clock over there, run it like 10 feet of wire, and then we'll show you how far down we're gonna go send this line. We're good. Stay tuned. Stay tunies.
So we're installing a Podocarpus that could grow anywhere from up to 200 feet tall and have a spread of maybe 30 feet. That should be sufficient enough to fill in the space here and also cover the view of the neighbor's backyard from the point of view of the balcony. Within a few years worth of time, the tree should provide that privacy that they're looking for. The technique that I always like to use with regards to planting anything on a hillside is creating a berm. What the berm does is it helps level the soil off, or helps level the hole off, so that when water is running or when water is collecting, it doesn't just run downhill. It has a level space to collect. This helps the roots establish themselves. It's a overall superior method to planting on a hillside. It's creating this berm so that way water can collect and it doesn't just run off.
So I had a female adapter to a slip and extend out, and then from here I can start building up to my T manifolds. Since we are dealing with drip and it's going to be going down a hill about 200 feet down, give or take, for every foot you go downhill, that's an extra ½ a pound of pressure. So it's always good to get a pressure regulator. This one has a filter, so shout out to Hunter. They do good stuff. You can tell there's a little arrow. That means water comes through, feeds in through here, and then comes straight down. So that means this is gonna go here. So yeah, stay tuned. You'll see the end product, and I'll show you exactly which way we're gonna go with the irrigation line. Yeah, stay tuned. It's gonna be a good day.
So we get to the point where we're ready to install this tree, but we want to know, are we at the right depth? One way to figure that out, put your shovel down, kind of grasp it more or less where the top of the pot is, and that'll give you your size of the pot. Something to consider though is that when you look inside, the soil level is lower than the pot. So if you're measuring at the pot, keep in mind that you might be planting too low. So I'm gonna still measure with the pot, keeping in mind that my soil level is low. Come take a look, set it dead center, more or less where I want it, and the pot is more or less above this berm line, which is good, but I know it's gonna sit a little bit lower, which is still fine because I'm trying to collect water here in this bowl. So you can see I kind of made a bowl shape. You can see that the water is going to run downhill. It should collect here and semi-level. So when you're planting the plant, you're planting the tree, whatever you're putting into the ground, it's going to stand somewhat level, perpendicular to 90 degrees of north and south.
So if you want, you can look at the setup. This is the only one we're going to use, but I'll always like adding an extra one, just because in the future he is going to want to add more to this section. Around here he's going to want more plants, but I think this particular client is going to end up putting some sort of ADU around somewhere in the back over there. But in that process, I'm sure a lot of the plants are gonna get torn up, so we told them that it's better to do that first, and then we could go ahead and start adding more, make it more lively here. But for the most part, we're gonna focus on that bottom part where he wants privacy. But you can come and look at this setup. This is the drip that I'm gonna be doing. Valves connected, water's still off. We're gonna let this dry. I'm gonna pop this in here, put in my next one. Same thing. I'm gonna leave this section exposed, just kind of with nothing on it, just for the future, just so I could add whatever I need to. If I'm gonna add another filter, if he's gonna want to do drip, or if he maybe wants to go with the lawn, I don't know, but it'll be here. And then we always leave a little extra at the end, capped off, so that way whenever I do want to tap into it, it'll be super easy and good to go. No problem. The way you're gonna thread in is the way you want this to go in. So if I'm threading to the right, make sure you're putting your tape through the right. Don't over tight, because these will snap. Be careful. That's the only thing I say. Usually when I'm threading these in, I want to take off the solenoid, because those are so fragile. They're usually they'll snap off. And these fools are out of Mexico, or at least they're assembling in Mexico. Hunter. So shout out to my Mexican brethren for building these. I got my outlet, my electrical source. So I'm going to go ahead and pop this in here, then plug in, and we should be good to go. Thinking more or less around here. Yeah, I just gotta put wire in through here, and we should be good to go.
So here we are. We just installed our 2 Podocarpus to add some privacy between our client's house and the neighbors. We started off by hauling the trees down from the street all the way down. We dug out our berms, made an area so that water can be captured and provided to the Podocarpus instead of just running off. We installed this irrigation line drip system. So now the irrigation is automated. These trees should be getting sufficient water. And as they take root, we'll be taking the irrigation, or we'll be lowering the irrigation as they become more established. So stay tuned.